Hi everyone, super excited to welcome you in the third episode of Marketing Uncensored. Today we have with us a global powerhouse. He is a startup tech wizard. He's on the business council of Forbes. He is the CEO of Zido Global Group. He is a very dear friend who helped me when I was starting up, and the list may go on. Please welcome Mr. Samuel Ajiboyede. Thank you so much, Samuel, for this opportunity to, for this interview. And I'm sure that I could not have found a person, better person, to talk about building personal brands. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Kriti, thank you so much. My pleasure to be here. It's always great to have a chat with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Samuel, I was so mesmerized by the fact that you have like over 300,000 followers on Instagram, 300,000 followers on LinkedIn. And I could totally see that, people they are so much inspired by you, so much motivated by you. And it's not an easy job today because everyone is, all about, talking on entrepreneurship, startup building, but you have really created your own zone and people look up to you so much. So, if you could just share the trick of the trade, like, how exactly you decided to go about it and how did you come across this idea and how you have planned it across the years?
Thank you so much, Kriti. Very good question. Over time, I happened to stumble into business. My dad was a businessman. My mom was a businessman. So I grew up seeing them doing business.
Yeah.
And not that they have a formal education like that, they also learn from somebody through experience and over time they started business. So I learned in a very scanty way. But going to school, getting exposed, I say that there's a more structured way of doing businesses and all of that. And for me, over time, I've seen one of the things that has helped me so much is people associating with my brand,
Yeah.
customer meeting me and just feel that I need to work with Sam. And
Yeah.
then I sometimes I just wonder that what is it particularly about this? I begin to realize that it's just about my personal branding. I'm conscious about how I relate to people. I'm conscious like make sure I respect everyone, and I
Right.
make sure I'm very knowledgeable about any industry I want to play, and I make sure I'm always outstanding in everything that I do. Just paying conscious attention to my brand and both internal brand, external brand, through different expression, making people see. And I realized that this has worked for me because I don't know anybody. But within all this expression and branding, I've been able to meet anybody. Actually, I can talk to anybody. I can contact anybody. And most time, they will most likely want to respond positively because of the expression out there and all of that. And for
Right.
me, I learned this in a hard way, experience and all of that. So
Yeah.
I realized that a lot of African people still have this skeptical about business. They think business is actually a big deal. They feel building billion-dollar company is actually a big deal. Technology is a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
deal because of their environment. Maybe some of them grew up in a very low background, grew up with people that are motivating them. We don't have
Yeah.
great mentor around them that will change the mindset. Because I've realized that anybody could be anybody. It's all about your mindset. So I
Yeah.
realized, how do I begin to influence the next generation of African billionaires? It's just by telling the story, by influencing them through content, by engaging them, looking for opportunity. And that is why when you ask me that, come on, why I was so glad to be part of your program. Because it's
Right.
all about putting the message out there that this is really no big deal about building businesses. What is more important is your ability to position, to put yourself in the right framework, your
Right.
attitude, your belief, your hard work, all of these. Because you see, sometimes the best skilled person don't get the job done, but
Yeah.
it's those who have the best attitude get the job done. So it's
I
really not about the skill because we can pay for the skill, we can hire the skills, we can rent the skill, we can partner the skills, we can get things done in so many ways, but we cannot change our attitude, our perception about life. And that's why we said the real thing about entrepreneurship is about your brand. How do you project your brand? How do you manage people? Because the truth is that it's all about managing people. You manage people every day. You see them every day, everywhere.
Yeah.
And your customer are human beings.
Yeah.
Your staffs are human beings. So it's all about managing people. So how do you manage people in such a way that you can get the goal moving? So, and that's what we preach to people that first of all is what is your skill sales? How have you brand yourself? Then what market are you serving? Are you able to link your solution to the market? How are you able to fund your market? That's just it. You don't really need to have anything. There are processes, and most times you ask the great guys who are really, really very rich and out there. At some point in their life, they had nothing. They had nothing. And what has worked them is one relationship that the influence of their attitude or their brand has gained them over the years that have turned them to who they are. If you ask Elon Musk today, he will tell you a story how he started and even how he was rejected at the beginning, and now everybody's celebrating him because. But he never started like that. There was a time that it was actually a tough time. So
Yeah.
telling this story and people knowing that he's just having the boldness to take the next step. Thank you.
Right. So, I mean, Samuel, you have built so many businesses as well. Like, you have built taxi business, you have built B2B software solutions business. You are also, all about personal branding as well. So, how do you, find the balance? And most important question, how is it different? Like when you are, say, working on building a business as a brand, like, you're talking about brand awareness, building a whole company out of it. How is it different from your own individual personal brand? And what are the challenges, differences you have seen that, how to go about it, like to differentiate between personal branding and business branding?
Yeah, that's actually a very strong question. One thing I've realized over time is that business is all about managing your team. Okay,
Right,
uh, managing your team. There was time when I started business, I wanted to be the face of everything, but
right,
what I realized that I don't really need to be the one doing the job. We can get the
right,
right team because my strength is more in branding and marketing. Okay,
right.
strategy, branding, and marketing. Create see the way we started and see how we have built relationship. That is
Absolutely.
who Sam is for you. I built relationship for a long time, from a small place to a bigger place, and we're
Yeah.
able to do a lot of transaction and all of that over and over. And that's I believe, and that's where my strength lies on. My strength is not in day-to-day operations. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy that you tell to come and sit down in an office and open and write the code and all of that. But I'm the guy that if you tell that you want to raise $10 billion in the next 3 months, and I'll come up with a strategy and I'll get it done and I'll move on to the next one. So I realized that my strength is into the branding and strategy. Okay. So I realized that the best way is to keep building company and getting people to run it and driving multiple companies. So when I realized that I
Sense.
could not be in the face of everything and I can run anything, that's why we started Growth African Startup. So that this knowledge, this experience can be distributed into this young generation. And that's what we've done with Growth African Startup. And I can tell you, just in the span of 6 months, this company are doing massive $1 million transaction already. Okay. Maybe some of them just by linking them to one company that I already worked with some years. Maybe some of them is actually talking to. So it's all about an ecosystem. For me, I see it as more as an ecosystem, building different entities in different ways and relating with them differently. And some of these entities too, amazing that some of them I don't even talk to them in the next 6 months.
Right, right.
Maybe until when it's really necessary to get to me and say, we are having this challenge, how do we solve it? And
Yes.
pick up the phone and sit down with them on the board and say, okay, what do we do? How do we move forward? I'll get a direction. I never have to talk to me for the next 6 months because there's no need. They're getting the work done. So for me, it's about getting the right team. If you don't get the right team, you end up doing the job by yourself. That's the
Yeah.
problem. You get
Right. I mean,
doing the job yourself.
how to
No
delegate
settlement.
on, right? So that's the point.
Yeah, you have to delegate. See, the truth is that some of us are not fit for a boss. And I'll tell you why I say that. See,
Yeah.
some of us are fortunate to have multiple experience. Talk
Right.
about finance, talk about marketing, talk about operation, talk about branding, talk about everything. It's not everybody that you find I remember one day I met one of my friends. He said, "Some I don't know why you do everything so well. It's just
Right.
conscious effort to building skills. So if my strength is building skills and talent and building new adapting to new technology change, why can't I just allow people to run and I use all my resources to back them from the back instead of being the front run of everything. And I see that this has really worked largely because now you see that all these companies, they're all doing very well. Why I'm able to utilize my resources, my knowledge, and my exposure and network to drive them from the back and get them to where they are going. Instead of need to have
Mhm.
possibly sat down with one company and
Yeah.
just be possibly the whatever I want to be, but just serving one company. I could
Ab-
actually affect a lot of life by educating them and getting them to move to the next level. And that's what we're doing.
Right. And that's more like, creating more and more leaders and, and that's probably the next step after leadership, like encouraging leadership and not just, being a
Yeah.
leader yourself. So that's
Yes.
that's amazing, Samuel, and very inspiring to be honest. How do you exactly manage, like, so you have like so many multiple roles. Like I know that, you have, I understand that you're taking a back step in terms of motivating people, encouraging people, but at the same time, it must not be very easy. I always talk to you, you are so much full of energy, passion, such good things to say and such inspiring things to say, but it must not be like easy as an entrepreneur, right? So just wanted to understand, like, how do you exactly manage your multiple roles and, kind of maintain this stay, all this energy, positive, optimistic, and always, ready to go with the role. And, how do you do that?
First thing that I will always advise anyone is to be able to know, or first of all, what are your major important businesses or activities that
Right,
that if you stop, it can affect you greatly. Okay,
right,
know where your strength should be directed, know it very well. Okay, you can have 10 companies, but maybe out of the 10 is three that is doing very well. So you know that
right,
those three are very important. You might have a different activities that you do. Out of those activities, which one is actually generating cash flow? Which one is helping you? And which one is indirectly generating cash flow to help you build your brand and all of that? So you need to be able to value everything that you do. You need to be
right,
able to value everything that you do and put them in position of priority. And you have to prioritize everything. You can't just say you want to do everything at every time. So you need to begin to, like for me now, I know when I go to each office, okay, I need to be in this office at this time. I spend 2 hours. So I schedule my time, spelled out, and I know what I have to do every day that is very important. And I know things that are not very important in a day. For every Tuesday, I know I need to do this program, and this program is so time. On Thursday, I need to do this program, and this program is so time. The one good thing that I have learned is that whatever I'm doing, I do it from the position of strength. If I'm going to talk about anything, I talk about things that I know very well. So sometimes, even though if I want to study, I just need to flip through some few points. So
absolutely.
I try to, and what I realize that the more I talk about my strength, the more I grow beyond my strength, the more I get involved in other things. So the more I'm growing in various ways, the way I educate people, the way I talk, I get feedback, I learn from them. So I
Right,
realize that the more I am versatile in everything. I am telling you, sometime I was thinking before I started Growth Africa Startup, I thought I know finance so well. It was amazing that what I've learned from those guys that I've never seen before. It's even
yeah,
amazing and it's even helping me even in my other businesses.
right,
It tells you that there's nobody that does not have knowledge. So you're interacting with people, you're also learning, and it has really helped me. So I also do not try to do everything by myself because I have people that is doing everything.
right,
Anything that is routine job, I make sure I don't do that.
right.
Anything that's a routine job in the company, I don't do job that are specific. I know that okay, on Tuesday, 2 hours I have to do this. On Wednesday, 2 hours I have to do this. I don't do any routine job. I
So you
avoid
are
every
basically
routine
like
job.
all about time management. You know your day to the T, that what exactly you are planned up and you're up for the day. So that's a great advice to, definitely follow.
Yes, you're right.
So Samuel, one very important question about personal branding. Like there is so much on social media today, right? There are so many brands, though so many inspirational speakers and international keynote speakers. How do you cut through the noise? If someone is thinking about creating a personal brand, right? How do you stand out among all those personal brands, among all those people sharing their own thoughts and their own experiences? How do you cut through the noise?
Uh, for me, there are two ways. If you're looking at people that you want to follow to learn from, if you are trying to build your brand personally, for
Yeah.
me, I asked you, what's your personal definition of branding? My own personal definition of branding is how your audience perceive the perception of the audience about who you are
True.
based on your expressions.
Yeah.
If I don't post anything, if I don't say anything, you don't know who I am. I'm undefined.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
immediately you see me, maybe in a physical or digital environment, it is based on an expression by me or by third party that people use to describe me. So I tell people that for everything that you put out there, you have to be intentional. You are putting out a content. For every content you're putting out there are elements that form this content. I'll give you an example. Okay. Uh, I interviewed an influencer 2 days ago, and after what she called me, she looked at me and said, "So I love that your studio looks so fine." I said, "Thank you." See, if you are putting out a video content, I could have told you that, oh, let's do it anyway. I'm always conscious of everything I do. I have to be intentional from how I look, my dress, from how I speak, from the background, from the quality of the camera that I use.
Right.
Everything form the element of this content.
Absolutely.
So if you are able to be intentional and quality driven for every element of your content that you're putting out there, you get a
Yeah.
good content. The second thing is, how well are you distributing this content? It's like somebody who has produced a very good, fantastic product, and nobody knows about the product. Mind you, it's not the best product that take over the market.
Right.
It's the best known product that takes over the market. So people want to buy from what they think they know or understand. No matter if the product is the best product, nobody knows about the product. Most time people will likely not buy the product. So what it means technically that if you put up a good content, now you are trying to create an informative content that will help your audience to grow and benefit. Now, if you don't properly distribute this content,
No worries, we'll edit it out.
yes, I'm back.
Yes.
So if you are able to put up this content, fantastic content, but you're not able to distribute the content, you're wasting those resources. So what I call an effective expression of your brand is a good content and a good distribution. If you have those two together, so now we are putting on a great content. We're trying to educate people. What is your strategy to distribute this content? And
Right.
are you distributing them on Instagram? Are you distributing on LinkedIn? Are you distributing on YouTube? And what are the framework? What are the algorithms? What are the keywords? What are the hashtags? So you need to understand this so that you get effective distribution. Because content is powerful, which determine, I tell people, I say your digital expression is at some point a physical expression that is captured in a digital way that becomes a digital expression. So what it means that every digital expression is a content.
Absolutely.
So it means that for every content that goes out there, if it's have the right deliverable of your brand, then you are building a great brand.
Amazing.
Okay, and I tell you,
Oh, that's really
the
inspiring.
powerful thing about branding, a lot of people are changing themselves by not building the right brand. It's what I call unconscious influence of a brand. Okay, I'm telling you, I get to a place, somebody want to open the door for me, somebody want to do something for me because he loved the way I look, he loved the way I speak, he loves my charisma. He cannot explain it. I just love this guy. I just want to do something. I just walk with him. He cannot explain why you want to work with Sam.
Yes.
Those are the powerful influence of a brand. And the
Yeah.
next guy comes in, and you don't want to do anything with them. No, I don't want to work with you. I have all the money. I don't care. I don't want to work with you. So that's how powerful the branding. And I will tell you the funny thing about branding. Even in our families,
Right.
even in our homes, the father will give the first child money and not ask him how he's going to spend it. Because the father believes that he's very prudent, he's very intelligent, he's definitely going to use. That is the definition of the brand. So the father believes that I don't necessarily need to ask him how he's going to spend the money because he would definitely spend it well. Why the other child will come and the father will ask him, you need to tell me what I'm going to use this money for. Because the father already knows he's going to waste the money.
That's amazing.
So unconsciously, if we don't intentionally define our brand, people will define it anyhow. And sometimes even cut our brand lower than who we really are.
Right. I mean, this is so mind blowing. Like, I never looked at like, personal branding is such a meticulous process because you always look at the end product and you don't realize that there is so much work being done behind every piece of content that is going out there. And that is probably why, your content really stands out, whether it is your videos, whether it is images, your stories, your blogs, your articles. I religiously follow all your newsletters. Okay, and they're always, I really love the fact that how much work goes into all in the research. You really put in the effort and you can see the research, your experiences, and it's very personalized. I mean, normally how you see the content is that either it is, kind of very inspired or, kind of copied or borrowed, or, you don't, it's very difficult to kind of find content which is really fresh and inspiring. And, but with you, I see that you always hit the right chord. So I just want to understand, like there is also very interesting thing that people connect with the content what you deliver, probably because of the fact that it is so well researched and so much inspired from your personal experiences. So how exactly kind of you use that to connect with your audience better? Because I see that people respond to your messages. You don't have those paid followers like people do, but it's really very interesting to know that how do you do that, like uh, connecting with the audience at the level that they like what you have written is for them, what you are saying is for them, and it kind of connects to them at a emotional and a personal level, and also at a fast professional level.
One thing about the audience is that initially when I started building my followership, you need to select the kind of people you follow who have similar audience class, okay?
Yeah.
And the kind of content you engage with who have similar content class. You already know the kind of audience you want to get. You have to be intentional. Even the
Right.
hashtag you put on every content, you put the hashtag that relate with what you're posting so that it will be delivered to those people and all of that. Another thing that I know is that when you talk about things that are your personal experience, okay,
Right.
there's nothing as powerful as experience. See,
Right.
my definition of branding, you might not see it in any dictionary. That's
Right.
that's Samuel Ajiboyede personal definition of branding. Okay,
Yeah.
and if you look at it technically, you relate with it because I'm coming from an experienced point of view for my definition. So there's
Right.
originality in the delivery.
Yeah.
Okay, so many things I'm saying are from my personal experience. How I've able. I remember when I started Zido, I closed my first is it $10 billion or $20 billion? I can't remember very well. Transaction. The first day we started the company, just on the same LinkedIn. That some people have been going there and just playing around and not serious about the platform. So you see, for everything you have to be intentional
True.
because the truth is that you don't need to carry a $1 billion load on your head to become a billionaire. You just have to be smart in everything that you do.
Yeah.
You just have to be smart. See, when you look at see, if you look at all the top guys, they are brand guys. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
call them a big game. All of them, they are brand guys. They are real brand guys.
Right.
And that is why you see that you see have huge followership. Because see, there are a lot of things, and that's why you see a lot of companies that you see in global companies. They create another company that deals with other part of the world to create a
Right.
lot of traction to them. It's not that they want to make money from them. I'll give you an example. Somebody say you want to do a drone that will deliver food. This is a
Yeah.
20 years plan. Why are they talking about it now? It's to be in the news. Somebody
Oh.
say want to do an automated vehicles. So you need to understand the power of branding. They want to keep themselves in the news. So they'll keep doing things that put them in the news while they're also doing the other one and give them the money. Because you need to allow people to talk about you all the time so that your value can go up, your share value can go up, your product value can go up. So this is psychology, promotional, intentionally
Right.
promoting the brand through a lot of interesting activities within the company to put. So that's the way it is. A lot of guys that you see today that they are they are starting company. I can give you an example. Even in Nigeria, some guys started on Instagram. They're musicians. Nobody bought their music, so they
Right.
started going on Instagram. And when they have followers, they start buying the music. So you
Make.
see the power of influence. See the power of influence. So that's how this thing works. You just have to be intentional about it. And if you are following somebody, like for me, it's not every comment I like. If I don't believe in what you're saying, because sometimes I might want to read it, but I might not make a comment because it doesn't relate to my brand. I'll
Yeah.
give you an example. You know, there are some people that they've been writing content for years. The
Yeah.
first day they put out their video content, they lost their reputation.
Wow. 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 Like quality difference, content difference,
Quality, quality difference.
quality
Some
difference.
people, for everything that you put out there, you might not be ready for it yet. See, the fact that we have all the channels, that we have all the kind of content, you don't necessarily have to use them. See,
Right.
that's why I love when Lindy started the LinkedIn audio event. I love it so much because in the audio event, I have my audio event by 7 now. In the audio event, I don't need to show my picture. I don't need to show my background. All I
Right.
just need to show is to show. So you cannot deduce or get information beyond the voice, and that most time that is what you use to rate the quality of the product. So
That's
I can
amazing.
actually be in a very busy market. I can actually be in a very busy market and get to a very quiet place in a room, and nobody knows, and I'm able to deliver, and nobody knows that and the perception still remain the same. The same way some people are good with writing, they write very well, their expressions are fantastic, but they can't go to video. The same way they cannot go into. So that's why I tell people that, see, you need to see that your content is your brand. And you need to be able to have the knowledge and sense to evaluate the quality of the content you're taking. Because sometimes people don't even know. See, that's why sometimes I don't put everything. And everybody go and take picture, take picture. I don't take picture anyhow. I take picture in a strategic place. I put picture in a strategic place. I don't take picture anyhow. If I'm in a place that I'm not comfortable with the background, I'm not comfortable with the classes of people around me, I don't take picture. I will stick with them, but I will not take, and I will not distribute it. Because I feel the content is not on. See, it's not about, see, even though we are humble in our attitude, you need to know the class of your content. You need to know the class of your brand. So the fact that I decide to stoop low to do some certain thing does not mean I will take the picture and put. Because the minute I put it out there, the value of my content goes down and the color of my brand goes down.
Absolutely. I think three very important takeaways I had from this conversation, like you just, what, in just one answer from you, is that number one, I actually, people really do not think in this direction that you can actually leverage your personal brand to kind of get your money inflow and more influence coming in your own actual business, right? So people usually treat it very separate thing, like, personal branding and business branding, but I think it's a very fantastic answer to, uh, throw some insights that when you have a good CEO with a great personal branding backing a business, by default you get a lot of business coming in. Secondly, I agree that right now everyone tries everything, and I agree with you completely that you need to stick with what you're good at. Like if you're not good with video, you're not a good video person, don't do that, right? Makes sense, yeah. And this is absolutely very, very insightful for me, right? So Samuel, like, like quality of the content, absolutely. I agree that, the way you kind of manage and curate all the content, it is just fantastic, and it is at another level altogether, right? At the same time, what you said that, you are actually kind of creating an audience where people are connecting with what you're saying, and that's where they respond so passionately over all your videos and whatever you post and whatever you put out there, right? So I mean, it's not easy, right? So I think I pretty much feel this also when I interact with you, that in your personal life as well, you're a very inspiring person, right? But do you think that everyone should offer personal branding? Because like not a lot of people, like not every person is, probably fit out, to kind of be all about personal branding. So do you think that there is some criteria how you can decide that whether I should go for doing something this like this for myself, and or should I, kind of, find a second way or go through a company way? So what would you say is the basic criteria to know that you are capable of enough, of becoming a personal brand?
For me, I think personal branding is important for everyone, okay?
Yeah.
Especially when I will tell you the advantage of personal branding. Personal branding is like you have gone to study medicine, okay,
Right.
as a doctor.
Right.
If you lose a job, you can get another job, isn't it?
Right.
That's the way branding is. That's the way branding is. If I started a new business today, I'm telling you, I can tell you I will get customer right away.
Right. Right.
In fact, I will get customer before I set up the company.
True.
Okay? If you take me to another country today, I leave Nigeria today, I get to Canada, I want to start a business. I will make money than some of them that are already in Canada.
Yeah.
Personal branding is crazy. It's about you. It's
So anybody
crazy.
actually, you do not really have to be like an entrepreneur to be, work on personal branding. You can just be, an app developer or a content writer, and you can focus on content writing, right?
Yeah, so you can focus on constant writing, but you could have your own style. Now, you can have your own style, you can have your own voice, you can have your own personality. And I would say that it is not too good to ignore your personal brand because that's all you have. That's all you have. That's who you are. Now, even though you might not be on social media, but make sure anybody that experiences you
Right.
experiences your brand.
Okay.
Everybody that experiences you expresses your brand in such a way that the day you want to have anything to do with that guy, he will 10 times willing to do it for you.
Right. Agreed.
Okay? Because most time, the first day you meet people are not the first day you will need them. Okay?
Right.
And that's why some people that do target relationship, they don't succeed. So you
Yeah.
build relationship when you don't really need them. You build relationship when you don't need them. And
Right.
how do you build relationship if you don't have a good brand that somebody want to relate with? Whether it's offline or online, even in your place of work. Do you know there
Yeah.
are some people that when they want to start a company and they work with their colleague,
Yeah.
if 10 people want to start a company, out of 10 of them, eight people in the company will call that same person. Please, can you join me? The other person will call you, can you join me? I have this business. You will see, they keep having opportunity coming to their doorstep without necessarily asking for it.
Right. Absolutely.
And and see, sometimes it's a present. I was just telling my wife some day ago, there was a man that was supposed to give her a warehouse for a business that we wanted to do. We became so very elderly man. We became so very close. The man is
Yeah.
telling me personal things. I was just telling my wife, I don't know what kind of thing is it that everybody just want to be my friend. You know, I said, that's just you. That's just you. That if you're just a good person. I said, am I really good? I don't think I'm good. Maybe I'm a very good branding person. I said, no, no, no. I was just trying to find out. So I think it pays me. Are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm there. I think your screen froze for
Yes, I'm gonna go back to the screen. I don't know why it screwed up. A second, please.
I think it's
Okay,
going.
I'm back. Yes, I think I'm back. So
Uh,
so I think you see even in you walk into the bank, you want to make an investor doesn't like you, you will not give you their money.
yeah.
They don't like you. You see, it's just paying little attention to details. Be
Yeah.
very polite, be very kind, and be very knowledgeable because everybody wants to share with someone that is knowledgeable. And I have your own style. Have your own style. Have your own
Right.
style. Always put always do your things differently. Don't
Right.
always have, just have your own style. That people always want to remember you. That oh, I met this guy, this great guy. It's just be conscious about everybody that you meet, because for everybody you meet, you have opportunity to sell your brand.
True.
For
Very true.
everybody you meet, you have opportunity to sell your brand. And the funny thing about life is that you don't even know if you're going to meet that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just remember when I was trying to educate the younger startup, and when they tell me they need somebody, I pick my phone, I call. And I say, "Oh Sam, where are you? Can you come quickly?" And there was a day we went somewhere, we needed to sign something with the bank, and I called my friend. My friend said, "Oh, let's meet in the bank," and they signed the thing almost immediately. And the guy looked at me and said, "Just like that?" I said,
Yeah.
"Not just like that. There's a lot of things that has gone that you don't know. You're only seeing the result of what has happened at the back. It's not just like that." So most of the time, you want to build a company, you have opportunity to meet people. Don't take it for granted.
Agreed.
Don't
Never.
take it for granted.
Yeah. Yeah, agree. I think,
Especially when you're going to
I
start your business one day.
yeah, I think like a lot of people they assume that if you are showing a good side to people, you're showing compassion to people, it'll be taken as a weakness. But what I've learned, especially from you, is that an art of compassion, a gesture of compassion can take you a very long way. So I absolutely agree that, what you have just
Yeah.
said, that's absolutely mind blowing. So, Samuel, in continuation to that, like, all the goodwill with all the good things you do, like, you never, I see that you do so many favors for people without even thinking about the, okay, my time, my money, and that's amazing, right? But when you're online and when you're all your personal brand is so much approachable and available, right? A lot of times you also become victim to unnecessary trolling and unnecessary comments and because see social media is a very uncharted territory. People can say anything whatever they want. So how do you exactly to make sure that you know uh like I mean for your case I have never seen something like that happening, but I've seen like a lot of personal brands like with one wrong post and one wrong comment and they are brutally troll, right? They are really literally pulled down, right? So what would you suggest that could be a way to make sure that that does not happen? Like, how can you be? I know there is no way to be sure about it, but what can you make sure that you do your best to be safe from such kind of situations? You don't put yourselves in these kind of situations.
Yeah. I think for me is that there's nobody that's totally perfect. Okay. We are all improving in progress. We try want to get better every day. There's nobody that can say it's all perfect, get it right every time. We all, but one thing is you keep learning, you keep improving, and that what makes you better. For me, when for me, I've seen one time I had a bad comment. All I just have to do is to block the comment and report the person to LinkedIn. Okay, so it's only
Right.
happened once. I've never met this person, but sometimes it's actually a strategy to get people to follow them because they know everybody's going this way. They just want to go to the other way so that people can see what's happening here. Because even when the person says something very bad, a lot of people have started saying, talking back at him, why do you have to say this? Sometimes people just want to get noticed regardless. And that's why I say some people are, they use bad way to get build a
Yeah.
brand. They want
Yeah.
to get noticed, but they want to get it in a bad way. You don't necessarily need to do that.
Any news is good news, basically. That kind of strategy.
Yeah, yes, but it's not really good.
Yeah.
So I don't really bother myself. But if I get so worried, because there's a policy on all these platforms. Another thing I realized a lot of people don't know that there's a policy on this platform. A lot of platform does not allow bullying, the process and all of that. And if you see these people doing something that you don't like, you can report them to the platform. And the
Right.
platform will take them out. In fact, the platform will make sure they don't have any contact with you anymore.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I think I've had it once, like 2 years ago. But don't allow that to discourage you. You cannot say because out of 100 you have 1%. So that's not a good reason not to do the right thing.
Right. Like, I mean, if people are bullying, it does not mean that you have to take a step back because there will be always people who like you. There will always be people who might not like you so much. So it's better to just kind of move on and not let them pull you down. Because I think I've seen that a lot of people hesitate putting out their opinions, being vulnerable, sharing what they think, not saying, what other people are, just thinking that what other people are going to say about it. So I think what you're saying is absolutely correct and true that you have to kind of focus on your own journey as an entrepreneur, as a personal brand. So Samuel, I know that I have taken so much of your time. So just I
No,
want to
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm enjoying my time, but go ahead,
repeat.
please.
I think this is a very interesting conversation. So, Samuel, like, what do you think? Like, personal branding is there is no textbook for it, to be honest. Like, there is no like, you can do MBA in marketing or something like that, and you will know like these are the basics. So there is no nothing, hardcore course in marketing about personal branding yet. So, how would you say, like, for example, if you have to give a few suggestions in terms of what a person should do, and if you could share a couple of your mistakes, what do you think that if you would have known better probably you would have not skipped that, right? So I mean some learning, some experiences, some suggestions and recommendations from your side, that can help other people to, kind of uh, get a head start in terms of when they think about starting, their own personal brand?
That's really amazing. What I used to tell people, I'm writing a course on personal branding. It's called the unconscious influence of your personal brand. So I'm writing that. It's going to be out on LinkedIn. I'm going to also share the link with you. You're going to love it. I
Super.
asked one question. I said, do you have someone that you know that is very close to you, that you feel that is very lucky? You feel that guy is very lucky.
Yeah.
Or the lady is very lucky. When she look for a job, she get the job. When she start business, she possibly succeed. Anything when she goes somewhere, she get favored. You feel that person is personal lucky. Maybe you feel that person is just lucky and all of that. If you have like two, three of them, can you try to write the attribute down? What is the attribute you might like to write about them? Some of them will say, he's nice, he's friendly, she's intelligent, she's beautiful, she dresses well, she's kind, she's polite. They write all these beautiful attributes, That is our brand.
True.
That is our expressions. And that what makes a brand. And that is the thing that is influencing things that happen around that. So when you see personal branding, it's just about fairness.
Right.
Don't make other people not to be comfortable. Okay?
Right.
I talk about brand diversity. Okay? I remember when I did my master in Scotland then, I was only, some people, in Africa, we're very religious. We're very, very religious. So when I went in my class, I was only Christian in my class.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And different beliefs. Someone believes that you can eat anything that has life, different opinions. But that's the first time I learned what they call global management, when you know how to manage people with different opinions, how to relate with the people with different opinions. Okay. So basically, if you try to ask people what are the things that make them unique, you realize that it's similar across the board. It's similar across the board, People don't really know. I heard something sometime on my starting on WhatsApp. I said, kindness makes you stronger.
Right.
Can they make you stronger? For every opportunity, see, you don't necessarily have to be stupid. You have to be intelligent even in delivering your kindness. You have to be intelligent even in everything. But when you are able to understand how this thing work, it automatically influence your life.
Right.
Okay? That is why investor will want to deal with you. See, it's just an influence. That's why it's
Right.
called influence. It influences people's opinion about you. It influences people's reaction about you. So if you're conscious to know how do you manage your expression, internal expression, external expression, digital, physical expression, all form of expression about you, and to be happy about it. I
Right.
tell people, don't do things that you're not happy about. Nobody's going to put you under pressure. If you don't like something, say clearly, I don't like it. But
Yeah.
be polite about it. Be polite about it. Nobody put gun on your head to do what you don't want to do. Try to do things if you do things that you love to do, you will not struggle to do them. You will just see that you're playing. And why things are happening.
Absolutely. I agree. That's something really amazing to know, Samuel, and I think I'm sure that this will help a lot of people, right? And I think people have so many questions, where to start, how to start, so many inhibitions. I'm sure that this interview, this video, this conversation will help a lot of people to overcome that fear and kind of have a new perspective towards themselves. And I think my biggest takeaway would be that I actually, it was my misconception as well. Not everybody needs to be a personal brand. Like, this is my misconception, but I completely agree with you that anyone can be a personal brand with their own unique storytelling attitude, with their own narrative, with their own fresh content, fresh perspective, and of course they have to be knowledgeable about it. That has been really helpful. So, Samuel, what I know that it has been a really long conversation. Thank you so much for being so sharing with us, right? But what would be your closing remarks for anyone? And first of all, I would love to tell everyone that Samuel has his book coming on personal branding. It is going to be a major blockbuster. I'm personally looking forward to read it. And I'm sure it will inspire and help a lot of people. So, what would be your closing remarks for the audience today? And at what note would you like to leave today with us?
I think for me is first thing is that it's good to dream,
Yeah,
okay, and it's good to have a good fair brand that can attract people, that can help you grow. Okay, you don't necessarily need to have everybody. You don't need to have everything, but you need to have as many people in your team that can help you grow. Maybe as a friend, maybe as a partner, whatever it is. And
right.
you can only attract if you want to be like someone, you have to look like him. If you
Yeah,
want to relate with someone that looks a certain way, you have to look like the person.
right.
So I think it's very unfair to see people put a lot of effort in the brand and you are doing nothing about your brand. And you want to close a relationship with so we just need to be try our best to do our little best. I remember those days when I started working, there's a place that sells some fairly used clothes. I go there around, try to look good, even at the lowest cost, still try to look very good. And everyone's look at me, oh, so sometimes it's not about the money, it's about being intentional. To be intentional about what you're trying to project about yourself. So we need to get people to understand that they have to be intentional. And if you're going for a meeting, study hard. Study hard when you have an opportunity to speak. You speak like someone who is smart. Don't throw yourself out because for every time you throw yourself out, the feedback is not always good. You don't
Right.
get any results. You want to talk to an investor, you don't no background, you didn't study anything, you don't want to jump there. So personal brand is to be intentional about everything. In
Yeah,
fact, it is better not to appear and to appear stupid. It's
agree.
better not to appear than to appear stupid.
Yeah,
So the guy doesn't even know you than to know you till you're stupid. But if he
yeah,
doesn't know you, at least you are average in his mind. He can't define you. So I think we should be conscious. We should have a big dream. We should be conscious about our brand. The brand does not mean you have to go to social media. It just means your simple interaction with people.
right.
Your simple interaction with people, your definition. How do people define you neutrally? How do they see you? That's what personal branding is. So people thought personal branding is when you go on LinkedIn and go on Instagram. No, it's just who you are, how people perceive you. So
And
people
be
should be able to perceive you.
honest about it. Don't like, I think if you put on a facade, it might not, basically work on a longer run. So eventually you
Yeah,
will, yeah, you will tend to slip and, and when that happens, you don't come out as an honest person, right?
yeah,
So
you
I,
have to be consistent.
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember when we brought a lady from LinkedIn and for the program, one top lady in LinkedIn that has like 3 million followers to Nigeria last time. We're doing a program in here. And the first day she saw me, she looked at me, she said, Sam, you're the only real man I've seen here. So what do you mean by that? She said, never mind. So after 7 days, I thought about it. I realized what she was saying. Because what she was particularly saying is that the way she see a lot of people on LinkedIn, they don't look like that in real life. Okay?
yeah,
So your brand has to be consistent, not
right.
only on the platform. Even like you have to be you have to be closer to what you represent, not too far apart. So you have to be brand consistent is also very very key because if you sell yourself very well on digital platform, you the day people meet you for a deal, they get pissed off and they see you as if you're not honest and they don't want to do anything with you. But if they see you maybe 80% of who you are, they might not even bother. They might not even see the difference. But when it's too far apart, so if you are careful enough with the content you put online, you also be careful enough with the content you put real life.
Yeah, I
They have
think
to
very,
they have
very
to be
true.
consistent.
Yeah, very true. I think that's really like very insightful, Samuel. And I think this has been a great session, Samuel. I think I learned a lot from it for sure. I got a lot of insights into, how to go about personal branding. Thank you so much for your time. It was really inspiring. And I cannot thank you enough, like for all the amazing suggestions and motivation you have given me over the years. And you have been such a kind friend always, more than anything. Thank you so much for being such an amazing
Thank
human.
you so much. You
All
also have impact. So many times I remember when we had a lot of issue in our task alien business, you are always there to help. And that's what friends are for. Thank you so much. You're such a brilliant person.
Thank you so much, Samuel. Thank you so much for your
Yeah,
guidance.
and
Thank
do have a wonderful day. Bye
thank
for now.
so and just Thank you for listening to Marketing Uncensored. Connect with us at ekaksha.co.in. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter. See you in the next episode.